Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's O'Neil from Tapped In with O'Neil. As you guys can see, we are reviewing our Roth IRA. We haven't talked about our Roth IRA in a minute, and as promised, I'm gonna try and get out as much content as I can for you guys. I told you guys in the last video that I've been a little bit I haven't been feeling 100%. I've been going through a little bit of health issues. If you want more clarification on what I meant by that, go ahead and check out that last video. I'm gonna leave the link to that in the description below. But yeah, here we go. Here we are. Reviewing our Roth IRA. As you guys can see, we did cross over a new milestone in the Roth IRA. We are currently over $9,000 in the Roth IRA. Currently sitting at $9,023 flat. That just changed. We still have the same three ETFs: JEPQ, SCHG, GDX, but a lot has been going on within this past month, and I'll show you guys. Let's just see how we're doing or performing on the week. Currently today we're up $274.72, 3.14% gain. That just dropped down to 3.12% gain. With a buying power of $4.65. I'm going to talk about the buying power in a short bit, but let's just review the week. Currently down $64.83 on the week, 0.71% drop on the week. We were sitting at 9100 about last week. Today is Tuesday. It's going to be a little bit shorter of a market week because Friday the market is going to be closed. But let's see how we're doing on the month. This is going to be a little bit interesting. Okay, so we're down about $358.96. Oh, that just changed on the month. We've crossed over the $9,000 mark, as you guys seen a little bit briefly. We crossed over that mark a while back, and I remember I told you guys in the last video we were just under $9,000. We were at like about 8,900, but the market did start to sell off. But just because the market sells off, that doesn't mean that we're not continuously buying every single day. As I said, this is a whole automated portfolio. This has reoccurring buys, so I buy into these three ETFs on a daily basis at different amounts, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit for those of you guys that are new. But those who know how I've been growing this portfolio, you guys know what's going on. Let's check the performance on the past 3 months. Down $377 on the past 3 months year to date. About the same, $371. Let's do the three months. So we topped this account out at $9,633, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we hit that same milestone twice, and that's just with a 2% gain on this portfolio. So that's not factoring in what happens if we finish this year out pretty strong. As you guys know, we have the war going on with Iran. So it's a little, the market's a little bit rocky right now. A lot of uncertainty with oil prices and things of that sort. But we are still growing this account with our own contributions. We're buying in every single day. It doesn't matter if the market's up or the market's down. We are going to continuously buy, guys. And that's what I want to get you guys into the habit of doing. It doesn't matter what amount. You guys see my buying power is sitting at $4.65, and we're gonna put that to use in a little bit. Let's just check our all-time contributions. So our total contributions with just our cash is at $8,925.11. So that's without any growth. And as I said, we can peak out at 9,600 with very minimal growth at about an 8% growth, 7.94% to be exact. But as you guys can see, we have dropped off significantly. We went down as low as $8,748. Our contributions, let's look at our contributions currently. So for this year 2026, we're at contributions of $1,645 with an IRA match of $49.35. So that's where this buying power is coming from. So even though we're buying into our ETFs on a daily basis, we're getting matched on IRA contributions at about 3%. You guys see, at about 3% contributions every time we make a deposit into the account. And we're just using that money to reinvest back into these ETFs, taking advantage. So last year's contribution, we maxed that out. You guys didn't see that. Check out our Roth IRA series. I put it in a playlist on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. 2025 was the first year that we actually matched out our contributions. 2024 was the year we actually started this account. We only put about $271 in because we only put that in towards the end of the year, and I think that contribution was around December time. So 2025, our maximum amount of contribution could be $7,000. They upped the contributions to $7,500 in the year 2026. So guys, make sure you are taking advantage of this. You have until the tax year, the end of a tax year, which is about April, which is going to be tomorrow. April is going to be tomorrow. 1st of April is going to be tomorrow. Currently filming on March 31st. So we have about $5,855 left to max out contributions for year 2025, and 2026, sorry, and I'm gonna do that over the course of this entire year. So we're nearly at 25%, closing in on that 25%. Probably reach that in about 2 weeks or so, and our IRA match is gonna obviously go up. We're gonna get more buying power, but I said I'm gonna make use of that buying power. So let's talk about our contributions. So last video we talked about how I changed up my strategy. First, I was just doing $10 into JEPQ and SCHD on a daily basis. I since then changed it up, and I just had $5 into GDX on a daily basis. I since then changed it up. I kept the contributions for GDX the same at $5, but I upped my contributions for SCHG to $20 instead of $10. So I put extra $10 more, and that was when I seen the market start to dip. Everything started to sell off, and it was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear in the market. That's when I want to up my contributions. I'm going to keep my contributions for SCHG, the same. JEPQ, I kind of decreased my contributions. If previously it was at $10, I went down to $6. I had a chat with ChatGPT, the one and only, giving me a lot of insight on how I should go about trading and growing this portfolio. And it said pretty much a lot of the times, a lot of mistakes that people make is they invest into high yield and dividend ETFs early on when you should really focus on growth. Remember, this isn't financial advice. Don't take anything that I'm saying seriously. This is just me speaking on my own personal experiences and what I intend to do with my own portfolio. Do your own due diligence, do your own research, and apply that to whatever you got going on within your portfolios and how much you intend to invest. It's all different for everybody. I have a different mindset. You guys see my 3 ETFs. Some people do 5 ETFs. Some people invest into different kinds of ETFs. I'm more so focused on growth, gold, and dividends. And that's why I have these 3 ETFs. So let's look at our positions on these ETFs. At JEPQ's first up is going to be, we have average cost of $57.15 with a market value of $4,739.21. We're currently down $162.04. That's a 3.31% drop, and this is 52% of my portfolio. So as I said, I did make a mistake, I feel like, in investing too much into JEPQ, even though I know it's going to help me out later down the line. But you still have the time to invest into dividend ETFs if that's something you want to focus on later on. That is something I want to focus on later on when it comes to my retirement. I want to make sure this portfolio is paying me out because I'm not going to be relying on a pension or Social Security to help me coast through life, So that's my mindset around JEPQ, but this is something you can focus on a little bit later on. In my opinion, that's what I just kind of deduced from my research with ChatGPT. SCHG, our position is that we have average cost of $31.69. Currently holding 123 shares with a market value of $3,569.85. Currently down $331.49. That's an 8.5% drop on our gains, or that's just our overall gains and losses or whatever. As I said, I would like to invest more into SCHG, which is why I changed my contributions, especially when the market dipped, because when SCHG does recover, this can grow a lot. Last year it was like in the past year it's up 17.89%. That's just in the past year. That's not year to date or anything, but it has the potential. If you can gain about 10% even in a year, This is going to change my total return. Is definitely going to change my average. The average cost is going to change, probably at $33 or so. It topped out and maxed out at $33.69. So if it can double that, if it can get back to this all-time high, and then also go further than that, maybe going up extra $3 or even $2 up to 35 or even 36, that is going to increase my total return. Remember, this is the snowball effect. This is the snowball effect. All these gains, these growth ETFs, the growth of stocks, stocks like Tesla, the Mag 7, everything in the Mag 7, this is what it's focused on. And yeah, there's different ETFs that focus on growth. So do your own due diligence, do your own research, but SCHG is the one that I picked out for myself, and GDX. Let's talk about GDX. This is the safety net in my portfolio, a little bit sort of a safety net. It is a gold mining ETF. It's focused on gold. We have an average cost of $96.04. Got a total return of $38.46. That just changed with a market value of $694.43. Gold has been fluctuating. It's been up and down. People are obviously going to pull money out, put money in when in times of uncertainty. So anytime stocks like the Mag 7 go down, SCHG, which is in my portfolio, is definitely going to go down. Gold can also go down with growth ETFs or growth stocks. But it can also go up when people take their money out of growth stocks. So this is just to help balance out my portfolio a little bit more. People have a different mindset when it comes to gold, but I feel like gold performed really well over the past year, and I definitely want to, as a part of my portfolio, even at a small contribution of about $5 every single day. So that's just my mindset. I don't want to really speak on it too much. You guys have your own opinions. Remember, if you got an opinion and bit of advice, anything you want to ask, go ahead and ask it and drop it in the comment section below. I'm here to listen to you guys. I want to hear you guys' feedback. Actually, let's take advantage of this $4.65 and put that into SCHG. So we're gonna do an order in dollar amount of $4.65, because that's how much we have. And remember, as I said, guys, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Yes, my account is at over $9,000, but I started somewhere. It can start at $5 a day into ETF. It can start at $1 a day into ETF. It doesn't matter. I want to encourage you guys to start your investing journey, and get exposure to this type of investing. Invest for your future, invest for the long term, so that you have something to fall back on, something that you can call your own, and something that you own outright. And that's gonna be some sort of a safety net for you when you get to your retirement age. You don't want to be working for the rest of your life until you pretty much the button or the plug gets pulled out. You don't want to do that. I heard a lot of stories about people. I know a lot of people who have that as their mindset because they never took the time to invest when they were younger. And as I said, I want to be words of encouragement. I want to be an example into changing that mindset up a little bit. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. You guys are going to see my bigger portfolio in a separate video. I'll probably drop that. I'm gonna try to drop that sometime throughout this week. God willing, my health, and I'm feeling 100%. God willing, everything, works out in that favor. But as I said, guys, continue to pray for me. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on your post bell notifications, leave a comment down below for any bit of feedback. If you felt like this was useful or helpful in any way, go ahead and join up on Discord. That is free to join. And yeah, without further ado, it's Tapton O'Neil, and I'm signing out.